And let's just keep it all the way real. You will spend many years trying to receive love from somebody who never even had it. So imagine, it's like going to the bank trying to get some money out, and there was never no money in the bank. And you don't went hard about this too. It was never no money in there. You going hard about this money that was never even there. You don't went through all of this to get something from somebody and they never had it. That's wild. That's wild. And it's like, it's one thing that you experience this, when you're young, like, young love, or, young, relationships, 21, 22, 23. But man, when we pushing over 35, that's what we are, 35 and up, 40s, and you still out here doing the same thing you were doing with that young, mind as a, young teenage girl, and you still have chasing this and ain't done no work for self, and you chasing behind some dude to like you and love you. They don't even like your accomplishments. They don't even care for your accomplishments, let alone who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And you lose yourself. You never find yourself. Let's say that, because you never met yourself. There is no growth and development because your desire to be touched, finding to be loved, and it, comes from, not having love, childhood. At least that's what me and my sister talk about, because, her thought was on this was, she wished that what she know now, she would have known then that she spent so much time, trying to get somebody to see me, And so it's like, man, what if we instill that type of mentality, this power mentality in young girls? But don't be hypocrites either, and don't be biased. Don't teach her one thing, then flip the script and say, well, if it's my man, then he's the good guy. You can't do that. You can't do that. If you're going to teach something so they can have that mind and keep their eyes open for any man in their environment. Because, I know, for an example, I know a lot of my peers, boys and girls, grew up in a household where the mama boyfriend violating. True story. I know little girls violated by their daddies. True story. They do prison time. You understand what I'm saying? Don't teach me that her boyfriend bad, but my boyfriend good. Nah, don't do that. If you're going to teach something, teach it. Be even across the board. And let me give you some truth. There is a good quality man out there. There is no doubt. I don't deny that. But let me show you where it gets a little tricky. It reminds me of when I was working at the grocery store, and how we, have the meal deals, and, we put out the new paper that comes out, and, the customers coming in to get that meal deal. We're advertising this meal deal. And in the fine print, sometimes it would say limited. So if all them customers come in there, they trying to grab that meal, that meal deal. And and here's the trickiness that goes wrong, is that they will advertise the good quality man as if it's unlimited, but it's actually limited. You understand what I'm saying? Catch them diamonds. That's where the problem lies. Because all it takes, I'm going to show you, man, how real it is out here. All it takes is for, let's say, 5 women to have a good quality man, good quality relationship. We're not talking about no perfect dude. We just talk about, man, he's well grounded. He don't want no little kids. He's loyal. He's a reliable man. You know what I'm saying? He's a stand-up dude, right? It can be 5 women or 1. It can be 1. All women got to see is that 5 women have a good quality man. That's going to bring 5,000 women out. And what's going to happen is 5,000 women or 50,000 women going to get tricked into thinking that she's going to have this good quality man. That's what it is. It's false advertisement. They take the good quality man, put him on the flyer, advertise him, and say, you're going to get this kind. We are all out here. But it's limited. And not to mention, the good quality man may not be attracted to you. So that's another thing that they don't advertise that either. So the woman ain't thinking about that. She just thinking that they out here and I'm gonna get me one. That's why women keep showing up. That's why a multitude of women continue to be preyed on and be slaughtered by the predatory male. They keep inviting you out, making you believe that this is unlimited. Get all you can, all the good quality. Nah, baby, he limited. He's limited. That type of man is limited. Every woman in the world will not get that. You understand what I'm saying? And when you get that in your mind, you'll start dating different. You understand? You start to preserve yourself. You don't think that because you met a nice looking dude that he's the one. You won't think like that no more. Once you understand the game of false advertisement. Come on. That's real deal. It remind me of the grocery store. The small print say limited. And here's the thing. Do you know how rare it is for you to have a good quality man? Because you got to understand what the good quality male has to go through to be good quality in this environment. And when I say that, I'm talking about the system, because I've been talking about the system lately, the matrix, because you do understand that good quality man had to go against the grain to stand on his own too. And what I mean by that is he had to reject everything that was taught to him by other males in his environment, especially how to be a predator, how to take for himself. You see what I'm saying? Self-centered. Use his strength to beat down on other people. You see what I'm saying? He had to go against that. And do you know what it is to be a male and go against that type of system when you don't want to, just like for an example, just being growing up as a young man, and you don't want to prey on girls. You don't want multiple girlfriends. You just want one. Oh man, you soft. You supposed to have multiple. You only want one. You so stuck on that one girl. You see, they get talked bad about just for going against the grain. Oh, that's your little girlfriend. Nah, that's just my friend. They don't see. They are. I mean, I grew up. Listen, man. In the 90s, man, I grew up in the hood, and I already saw how the other males were teaching the young boys. You know what I'm saying? How they were trying to instill in them to have that same mentality they had, because they thought that's what manhood was, to be conniving. You know what I'm saying? So he be like, oh no, that's just my friend. Oh, that ain't your friend. They want them to see the friend girl as a prey. You need to look at her and be promiscuous. And when they reject that, then they get picked on. You ain't sleeping with nobody. You still a virgin. Oh, you soft. Do you know what he got to go through to not be that? Do you know that the system, the males in this system, they will deny him of even being a male if he's not predatory? That's why I say we don't make good quality men like that. And it ain't got nothing to do, it ain't necessarily got nothing to do with the parents. It's the system, the world, everything that's set in place, the matrix, man. Just like nobody has to tell a little girl that nobody has to tell us as little girls that, like the things that we feel when we're growing up, how we are less than, the boy is better. Just like when women want to have children, just like I remember when I was growing up, the woman always wanted a son first. You know what I'm saying? If you read the Bible, that was the same thing. We are sexist towards women. In your Bible, read in there too. A lot of women want boys. A male-centered. You see what I'm saying? That like I was saying, what he got to go through to not be like every male in the system or in his environment. That boy had to go through hell to deny that